Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the millionaire mindset, how to make $1 million seem like a very small task.
Small task. That's right.
He's making fun of me.
Breaking news, folks, breaking news. Small Business Superhero Podcast has just landed.
So, okay, $1 million.
Yep. The $1 million is the magic number.
Yes.
People talk about it. Oh, do you need anything when I'm going to the
$1
store?
million.
$1 million.
Yeah, of course, as always. And it feels like when you're a millionaire, if you reach a millionaire status, I've made $1 million, that changes your life.
Think about the perspective change you have on somebody when somebody says it about another person. Oh, yeah, he's a millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big perspective change. You have a paradigm shift about that person inside your own head. You're like, wow, he can do whatever he wants. So that alone should help people see that, okay, $1 million isn't the be-all, end-all. Let me go get that, and it's going to take a lifetime to achieve, and only a few people do it. There are hundreds of new millionaires every single day. Matter of fact, I'm going to Google that right now. How many new millionaires there are in the United States each day?
Daily?
Daily. I'm going to Google that. That's what I'm going to Google.
Oh, man, I'm probably thinking, 20?
Let's find out.
20 new millionaires is my estimation, just by feeling Yeah.
According to Bloomberg, there are 1,700 new millionaires created each day.
Oh, wow.
According to Bloomberg. 1,700.
I said, what'd I say? That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
1,700.
The echo in here made it sound like 20, but yeah, you said 1,700. 1,700 new millionaires every day. Do you realize that means that in a month's time, there's enough new millionaires made to exceed the population of the town we live in?
Yeah, and why can't we be part of that, right?
There's literally no reason why not.
Well, a big thing for me, a big obstacle for me is I don't believe I can do it. Right?
Okay. Well,
I'm like,
talk to me about that.
I'm not a millionaire. I can't become a millionaire. I feel like that's somebody else. Yes.
Somebody else, somebody better, somebody smarter, somebody more talented. Okay, what's that channel you always talk to me about, that little kid who made $11 million one year?
Oh, Ryan's Toy Review and the Hobby Kids.
Okay, Ryan's Toy Review. That's the one I'm thinking of. So let's go ahead. So is Ryan objectively more intelligent and talented than you are?
No, he's a kid.
Okay,
and
so
I'm obviously superior to him.
Why?
Because I'm an adult.
I think what you're trying to say is no, Ryan is not more intelligent or talented than I am objectively. Ryan's just doing something differently than you are.
Yeah.
And that means that each person has that. It doesn't mean superior or inferior to one another, just to throw that out there, but it does mean that certain people are doing things a little bit differently.
Right.
Some people think that means, you've got to do a lot of hard work every day. Now, I think you have to put a lot of effort in, but that doesn't mean it has to be hard work.
Well, it's all subjective because, what we're doing is hard work, but I love it, and it's not hard work to me.
It takes a lot of effort, what we do.
Yeah.
What we do takes a lot of effort. What anybody does that makes them a large amount of money takes a lot of effort. That doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be the traditional definition of hard work. Okay, a perfect example to illustrate this. You walk into Sheetz at noon on a Saturday. Those people behind the counter are working hard.
Yes.
The lines around the block, everybody wants a sandwich and some macaroni and cheese bites, and they want them now. They want their Frappuccino, and they want it an hour ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you got 3 people behind the counter just zing, 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 moving for all their working their butts off. They have this whole menu memorized of every different combination of ingredients and toppings, and they're working like there's no tomorrow, and they are not making anywhere near the amount of money that they probably should be for the amount of hard work that they're doing.
Agreed, yeah, and they're busy.
Same for guys that work on oil drilling rigs, same for guys that work at coal mines, same for people in the military. They work hard, and they don't get paid what they're worth. So the hard work aspect does not necessarily lead to having financial security or freedom.
Right.
But to get closer to that $1 million, it does take a great deal of effort. It just doesn't necessarily have to be hard work. Would you agree that there are people, lots of them, who are millionaires right now, who became millionaires by doing things that they enjoy doing?
Oh, yeah. And especially nowadays with the creator economy and all that stuff.
The creator
You
economy.
go follow your passion, and there's people that will pay for you to do your passion.
E-commerce. You have a family member who had a hobby, who enjoyed making little crafty type things, who is doing very well now, having turned that into a business. It probably does not necessarily feel like hard work, although we recognize that it takes a lot of effort.
A lot of effort, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so 1,700 people daily become millionaires.
Yep. And the only difference between them and a person who is not currently a millionaire is that they are just doing something a little bit differently.
A little bit differently. They're solving a problem or entertaining somebody.
Bringing value.
Bringing value.
They're bringing value, and there's one of two ways to bring value, like you just said. You can be useful or you can be entertaining. Pick one and do it as well as you possibly can. So taking your example of e-commerce, right?
Right.
Because you said e-commerce and the creator economy. Often those two things go hand in hand, because when your family member is making one of the crafty signs or what have you that she makes, you can also make a video of making that sign and how the process, and that can go into the creator economy. The e-commerce end of things often manifests itself in actual physical products, like signs, or like the engravings that you do on your Glowforge, or custom paintings, or T-shirts, or any number of different things. People who make jewelry, people who make this, that, and the other thing. Handmade soap. I'm a big fan of handmade soap.
Yeah.
Right. So when you say, oh, I could never become a millionaire making handmade soap. Well, let's run with that. I could never become a millionaire making handmade soap. I just make handmade soap for fun. Well, let's take a look at it, okay? Because I ran the numbers. You were sitting here while I did it. So to make $1 million in a year, if you're working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5,
40-hour week.
a 40-hour week, that's approximately 2,080 working hours each year.
Okay.
That 2,080 working hours each year, you have to make $480 an hour, which sounds like a lot. It's like, well, what job is going to pay me $480 an hour? I didn't say you had to have a job to make $480 an hour. What I'm saying is that you have to generate $480 in revenue each hour for the 40 hours a week that you're working in order to end up with $1 million in revenue at the end of the year. Now, going back to the handmade soap example,
right,
or to the engraved sign example, that equates to, we were talking about doing $20 transactions, can you sell a thing for $20? A sign, a case of 5 handmade soaps.
Oh, yeah.
If you can sell a thing for $20, then you have to do that 24 times each hour. Which, even if you have a brick and mortar store, you can probably reasonably expect to do some number of transactions per hour, but 24 is a lot for a little mom and pop shop. To sell $20
location
items.
sales. I go to this location and purchase this at this location.
You have to physically be present for that to happen.
Okay.
But you also said e-commerce, creator economy. With the internet and the way we're working today, it is not a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 world. It's not a 40-hour week world anymore, which opens things up, because at that point now we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because instead of sitting at your craft table and selling your handmade soaps one at a time to people who happen to wander by, now you've got a website where you sell your handmade soaps. You've got a YouTube channel where you show how to make handmade soaps. You've got your social media presence where you're always talking about your handmade soaps and filming people's reactions. Dr. Squatch did it great.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Squatch is selling what a lot of people think is a useful product. But it could be, I'm reading the ingredients and there's the usefulness and this is the amount of dirt that it removes and this is the antibacterial qualities of it. No, he hit the streets. They hit the streets. I don't even know if the guy in the commercials is the guy. They hit the streets and we're filming funny reactions to the different soaps that they've got. That's why I remember who Dr. Squatch is from those hilarious commercials. So he took the creator economy and was entertaining with it in order to better sell his useful product in the e-commerce economy.
And now he has didn't he have Star Wars brand?
He's got
soaps?
So he has a line of Star Wars and some
crazy.
others. I'm not like a big Dr. Squatch. I don't follow him the way I follow, say, Pink Floyd, but I do know that he does have the Star Wars line. I think they did a Batman themed thing as well. I think.
That's crazy.
I
Think of the overhead, or not the overhead. Think of the money you got to have a Batman or Star Wars themed soap for your handmade soap product. The licensing and all that. That's crazy.
But think of how you had to go about it in order for your brain and my brain to retain the Dr. Squatch thing. It's just soap. In the end, it's soap.
It's just soap.
It's just soap, but he has created something that has people entertained by it. So he's got the Dr. Squatch website. They're on Amazon. They're available everywhere. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, he can be selling Dr. Squatch soap, whether he's there or not, whether he's got a table popped up at the park or not, whether he's at the fair or not, which means that he only has to sell $114 worth of soap each hour because it's 24/7.
Right. Yeah.
So he's got far more hours going on.
He doesn't have 40 hours.
He doesn't have 40 hours a
doors.
week. He's got 24/7 happening. And so that equates to making 6 transactions per hour at $20 for each transaction. That sounds a lot more manageable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because now you're not just talking about doing 24 transactions per hour and you're having to deal with the people who happen to physically be there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Now you're talking about 6 transactions, and you're talking about the 4 billion internet users on Earth. Can you get 6 of them? Can you get 6 of them? 6 people to buy your product each hour out of the 4 billion internet users on Earth.
Yeah.
That is how you make $1 million seem small and attainable. Right now, I see your gears turning because you make craft products in your garage. You do engraved signs. And that's in addition to everything else that we're doing. Can you sell 6 of them an hour? There's 4 billion users on Earth. Do you think that you have the ability to sell 6 items?
Per hour? Yeah, I don't see why not.
There's no reason why not.
Yeah.
There's 4 billion people. A billion is 1,000 million. You're talking about 4,000 million people using the internet constantly. And all you need is 6.
6 per hour.
And that's if you never get repeat business. You need 6 new people per hour. That's if you never get repeat business, but you always get repeat business. Everyone who buys a sign from you comes back for another sign, 100% of the time. So that is how you take $1 million and you make it look like a small objective. I'm going to make this million quick. Because if you can do 6, why can't you do 12 an hour? And if you can do 12 an hour, you can make the first million in 6 months. Take the rest of the year off, or maybe make another million.
Make another million. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're in the neighborhood of say 8 transactions an hour, that means you can make $1 million this year and still take the summer off with your kids.
What just happened during this little podcast we're talking about, this little meeting here at the park, is that $1 million is unattainable. $1 million is like, that is the dream
It's the
and hope.
legend goal. It's
the legend.
It's the thing that you
The Holy
say.
Grail.
It's a throwaway sentence for most
Yeah.
people. Okay, I'm running by the grocery store on the way home. Do you need anything? If you find $1 million.
Yeah. So now we've broke it down to 1,700 people become millionaires daily.
Daily.
We broke it down to 200 transactions or whatever per day. Oh, no, that's not right. What was it?
So hold on a second.
$114 per
well,
hour.
it's $480 per hour if you're doing Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
So the Monday through Friday.
And
But
so it's $114 per hour if you're working 24/7, 365.
Gotcha.
Which equates to 6 transactions per hour if each transaction is $20.
so now you broke it down that way. It's like, well, $1 million is not that hard.
It suddenly becomes clear why it is that every infomercial in the 80s said just $19.95.
1995.
Or just 3 payments of $19.95. $19.95, because if you're thinking with that mindset, when they put that infomercial out there to everyone in whatever that channel's territory, they just need 6 per hour to buy it at $19.95. And if it's 3 payments of $19.95, they only need 2.
Yeah.
2 people per hour
And
to buy their
money.
authentic cheese straightener or whatever, as George Carlin would say. It's astounding to me, because this was a realization that I also had to come to, because for my entire life it was money doesn't grow on trees.
Yep.
I'm not Rockefeller. What are you trying to do to me?
So I went from $1 million being this unattainable goal to talking with you and breaking it down and looking at it realistically. It's not unattainable if you work hard.
If you put in effort.
Effort, that's the thing.
So Napoleon Hill, I think it was, that wrote that significant income, when it comes, if it comes at all, it is rarely the result of hard work on the part of the person who receives it.
Right.
So that's now Napoleon Hill was way back. You're talking 20s and 30s and 40s, and so you're talking a long time ago, and that type of, like you said, eloquent language. If you know what he's talking about, he's discussing the concept today where people say, "Oh, he's a billionaire and he doesn't do anything." They're forgetting the fact that he put in monumental effort up front and put together a team of people. Because at one point, Elon Musk was on the assembly line turning wrenches. Well, he's not anymore. He doesn't have to be. He's got a team of hundreds of thousands of people that are turning wrenches for him. That doesn't diminish the amount of effort he's still putting in. The hard work, though, does not necessarily have to be on the part of the person who receives the income from it.
Gotcha. Clear as mud.
All right, I'll try to make it a little bit simpler for you.
All right.
A moment ago, the statement you said was, $1 million is attainable as long as you work hard.
Right.
$1 million is attainable as long as you work correctly.
Work correctly.
Because I can put you to work hard right now, today, in this park, and you'll never be a millionaire.
Right. And that's hard work.
And that's hard work.
Gotcha. But
there are people who are millionaires right now who did it by mowing lawns and making videos of it on YouTube. Okay?
And so they have the other stream of income coming in.
Yes. And I mean, I'm not naming names of the different channels because I really can't remember what all the channels are called off the top of my head. But there's one in particular, several in particular, but there's one that I really enjoy watching where he goes around towns and just finds lawns of abandoned houses that are a mess. They're just, 4 foot high with grass and junk. And he just goes out there, cleans it up completely for free, and the neighbors come out and, "Oh, thank you, my goodness, it looked terrible, it was awful." And he shakes hands and takes pictures and he leaves. But people love watching it. You know those videos that are, "This video is so satisfying"?
Yeah.
Watching that lawn go from a nightmare jungle into going to this beautifully manicured lawn, landscaping, all well done and everything, it's very satisfying to watch. I watched them. He barely talks. It's just him mowing the lawn. But watching it happen feels good. He sells T-shirts. He sells lawn equipment. He's got affiliate marketing for different types of lawnmower blades. He sells eye protection. He sells hearing protection, all based off of the fact that he just takes his lawnmower and goes around and mows lawns and films it on YouTube.
That's brilliant.
So there's not enough lawns that he can cut to become a millionaire himself.
So you had to think of a way to be useful and make it entertaining.
Exactly, because his time will run out before he makes $1 million from cutting lawns, no matter how much he charges. But 24/7, 365, his YouTube channel is selling hearing protection, selling eye protection, affiliate marketing for lawnmower blades, selling T-shirts that say, I cut ugly lawns or whatever it says. So is it the result of the hard work, or is it the result of working correctly?
Working correctly and putting in the effort.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So he only has to sell 6 T-shirts an hour at $20 each. And he's got 3, 4, 5 million YouTube subscribers watching his videos on the constant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's smart.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing.
So whatever you're doing now, figure out a way that you can leverage that into some type of e-commerce and creator economy combination that allows you to be able to have transactions that are running while you're awake, while you're sleeping, whether you're working or filming or not. That way, 6 transactions an hour at $20 each transaction will yield you $1 million this year. You can do it. I know you can do it.
$1,700 per day. Why can't it be us?
I like that.
That's right.
Why can't it be you?
We think about all my conditioner in my hair today.
You know what I think? I think like and subscribe. Thank you for watching the Small Business Superheroes podcast. Please, please, please feel free to share it, comment below, and check us out at amsdynamics.com.
That's right.
Extra, extra, the Small Business Superheroes podcast on all of your favorite podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and many more. Small Business Superheroes is powered by amsdynamics.com.